Well, g'day guys. It is an absolute cracker of a day. Such gorgeous spring weather. It's about 29 degrees today. Just a nice gentle breeze and yeah, really nice to be back out in the water. It's been way too long since the last paddle day. Months. Like I think the last paddle was back in March or something like that. So yeah, fair few months. So it feels really nice to be back out here. The plan is just to do a quick little overnight tonight. I'm going to paddle about 8 or 10 k's up this river. Find a nice place to set up camp. I'm meant to get a bit of a storm tonight, so should make things a little bit interesting. But yeah, today is meant to be just gorgeous weather, so very keen to find a nice little campsite and go for a swim and stuff. So also the bass should be biting now because as the weather's starting to warm up, it means the bass should be a bit more active. So keen to see if we can land ourselves a nice little fish for dinner. Anyway, yeah, let's make our way a little bit further up the river and then we'll get stuck into the fishing.
And when I cracked a code to a favourite song that is miles apart, would you hate that it's one about people and the change in the world that is crumbling under your very soul? And people always say, what the hell am I supposed to do? Breaking my back just to get right after you. It's funny in a world that is meant for me, it's true. In my mind are many notes that I wrote here for.
Alright, well, got some good structure. I've got a fallen tree just here. Just got a little surface lure. Just gonna see how that goes. Now for all you bass fishermen out there, let me know your opinion on using a surface lure in the middle of the day. From what I was reading, it says that surface lures are better at sort of dawn and dusk when everything's nice and still, but I figured I'd give it a shot now. Caught myself a tree. Damn it. Alright, well I think the fish are going to be onto me now. A good old tree. I catch myself plenty of trees on these kinds of trips. Bass fishing is so tricky for a novice. Trying to be an accurate caster without getting snagged is easier said than done. There we go. Right, we might move on to the next spot. And that wind has died right off, hey. It is dead glassy. Really nice. I thought it was going to get even windier as the day went on, but this is perfect. If it stays like this for the rest of the day, I'll be one happy man. It's also so nice seeing all this wattle of the acacia along the foreshore in bloom. It's making for a very pretty paddle. There's no one else out in the water today, eh? It's just me. A bunch of birds flying around. It's really nice. It's definitely getting pretty warm and my pasty white legs can already feel that warm sun. I've got sunscreen on, but I think I'm going to have to be pretty on top of it today because after 4 months of lockdown, they're looking pretty white. Oh, you're joking. Almost had a fish just then. Had the surface lure probably just about a rod length away and I was about to pull it out of the water and the fish just came around the corner and just grabbed the lure and I was meant to try and press record and by the time I did that the bloody shook himself off the lure unfortunately. Sometimes I should just focus on the fishing and not worry about the filming, but it is a YouTube channel after all, so I'm trying to do my best to record all. But anyway, I'm sure we'll get something else a bit later. Just come into this little cove here and there's just so many birds. So nice, eh? There's a few little spots, like a few little sunken trees up here that might be a good option for fishing, so I'll give that a shot. Man, that's so cool. See if you guys can see it. See all the reflections from the water on the rock face. And it's so trippy. Ah, that's very cool. It is absolutely stunning out on the water today. Look how bloody glassy it is. Oh, I cannot stress how bloody nice it is right now. Such a nice temperature. So glassy as well. I could not ask for better conditions. There's just not a single man-made sound. No planes, no people. Just birds singing and fish smashing the surface. Keep seeing fish just all around me, hitting the surface. So they must be eating the bugs on top. So hopefully the surface lure produces the goods. Man, like I said, so nice to be out here. I honestly feel like I'm the only person in Australia at the moment. It's kind of got that feeling to it. Just me and nature. Can't beat it. Well, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get too much stronger, because yeah, trying to fish in a canoe, it's pretty bloody difficult, especially when you're fishing for bass and you got to be pretty accurate with your casting to try and get it against like fallen trees and stuff like that. Yeah, when the wind picks up, it makes life that much difficult. So hopefully it doesn't get too strong. So for lunch today, just got some baby bell cheeses and some salami, which absolutely loving the salami at the moment. Can't believe I was eating like nuts for like a year and a half when I went hiking. Like nuts are good, don't get me wrong, but man, salami is that much better. But anyway, after my lunch, I'm gonna jump back in the canoe. There's a section of the river that goes down that way. There's a bunch of submerged trees which should hold some bass down there. I have caught some fish down there before, so I'm pretty hopeful about that. And after that, we'll head around the corner, and about a K or so down the river, there's a bunch of campsites, so I should be able to camp up. This is a campsite here, but apparently on the National Park website it says it's still closed because of the bushfires a couple of years ago. But it looks fine, but anyway, the website says it's closed, so I'll just go with what it says. But the ones around the corner says it's still open, so we'll go check that out. But first, we'll have some lunch, and we'll jump back in the canoe, and we'll go for a fish. Yes! Oh, damn it. Damn it. Had a decent bite, but I don't think it's striked hard enough to set the hook. Almost. So I've just got the line out, trawling behind me. I'm just going to try and sort of zigzag between these sunken trees, and hopefully we can come across one. It's so cool paddling through these sunken trees. Feels like a bit of a graveyard. I love to come out here on a full moon and just yeah, paddle around on a nice still full moon night amongst all these dead trees. I think that'd be pretty eerie. Yes. 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 There we go. Alright, we're on. Got a nice little bass. Oh, there we go. Really nice little bass. It's probably about maybe like 27 centimeters or so. So I think he might be a nice little dinner size. Really beautiful fish. So let's get him out of his misery. My first little bass catch and cook. Really beautiful little fish. When he just lays down in the sunlight, you just see such nice like greens and golds in him, eh? Really beautiful fish. So thanks, buddy. I'm very grateful for your life. You're gonna cook up really nicely tonight. So it's probably getting pretty late in the day now. It's probably at least 3:30, I reckon. Probably closer to 4. So yeah, I'm gonna punch it back now and yeah, see if we can find a campsite. Well, we've got some pretty dark clouds moving over, so I think that storm might be coming pretty soon. Still pretty bloody hot though. I'm pretty game for a swim. But anyway, I'm going to try and find a spot for camp. I think there's a little spot just up here, so I'll go up and have a look. Well, I think I found a pretty nice little campsite for tonight. So it's got the canoe pulled up behind me. There's a nice little clearing just here. I'll show you guys over here. There's another nice clearing and a pretty established fire pit, which is pretty cool. I'll show you guys. It's even got a pot hanger as well, so yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, that's the view of the lake, which is quite nice. It does have a few trees sort of interrupting it, but to be honest, it's probably good. Probably provides a little bit of protection from the wind. And I think I'll probably need it because I don't know if you guys can see there's clouds over there, but they are pretty damn dark. So I can also hear some thunder in the distance as well. So I think it's going to pour down at any moment. So how about I get the gear out of the canoe and we'll get the tarp set up. So for my Ridgeline, I've just got my cord with a little bowline loop just at the end. We just place the cord through that, then just a stick through that loop, and just cinch that down. And then just on this end, we'll just do a Chuckles Hitch. So just wrap the line around the tree, and then with this section of the line, just create a loop, and then through that loop, grab the trailing end, gives you another loop, and then just run that line through there and just tension that down. I'll show you guys in more detail, but honestly the sky looks so dark, so I kind of want to get this tarp up pretty quickly. I'm just going to run just a pretty standard tarp over the top of me. That way it gives me plenty of ventilation and plenty of space, and can look out over the lake nice and clearly. I'll just chuck down my Alton Goods ground sheet. So I went out last week and bought myself a new toy. So this is my new bivvy. This is by Corinthia and it's the XP2 Plus. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys know Corinthia. They're a very popular brand in Europe. I'm pretty sure they supply bivvies to a few of the military countries over there. I'm pretty sure like Germany and maybe the Dutch military use these bivvies. It's made out of Gore-Tex, so very breathable and waterproof, but they're not cheap. They're bloody expensive, to be honest. This cost like, you guys don't even want to know, like about $700, $750. So not cheap, but I was looking at it for ages and I wanted to update my bivvy, so I thought I'd give this a go. It's not the lightest bivvy in the world. It weighs about, with a pole and all that, and the stuff sack weighs about 1.2. The bivvy by itself weighs just about 1 kilo. But the reason I wanted to get this is, number one, I've heard the quality is insane. I wanted something, really nice, and also I just wanted something with a side zip. My Outdoor Research helium bivvy is a top entry bivvy, and it just bugs me, eh? Like in the middle of the night when you want to go out and hang a piss, it's just the most annoying thing trying to crawl back out of that thing. It's pretty claustrophobic, whereas this one's got a side zip. So yeah, keen to see how it goes. I haven't used it yet, so it's not the first time using it. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes over the sort of coming months. But anyway, let's roll it out and we'll get it set up. So it's just got a little hoop net just to keep the fabric off your face. Otherwise, if you don't want to use this, it's got a little tie-up point that you could easily tie to the Ridgeline, which I might even do, because the hoop net isn't the biggest hoop net, so it does sit quite low. So maybe tying this up to the Ridgeline might be a better option, but we'll set it up like this anyway so you guys can see it. Yeah, so it's a really nice, generous size. It's not small at all. But yeah, the hoop just doesn't come up super high. So by the time you put your mat inside it, your face is kind of getting pretty close to this hoop. So that's the only issue I've found so far, but we'll see how it goes tonight. But like I said, otherwise you can probably just tie this off to the Ridgeline above and that'll sort of keep it off your face a bit more. Oh, I am so hot and sticky right now. The storm seems to have sort of blown over. It hasn't really rained yet, but hot. Pretty keen for a swim. So yeah, it's got a zip that goes over your face, and then another zip that runs down the side. Yeah, so it's really nice to have that zip that sort of opens out to the side. That way it's nice and easy to get in and out of, especially in the middle of the night. You want to go hang a piss. Well, I'm very happy with tonight's campsite. Love the fire pit as well. Such a sick little fire pit, but yeah, really nice spot. Very happy. It's probably about 6 o'clock now. Let me just double check. Yeah, 10 past 6. So we've got about an hour and 20 or an hour and a half until it gets dark. So what I might do is I might go for a quick swim because I'm so hot and sticky. So it'd be nice to kind of wash that off. Then we'll come back in, we'll get the fire going and we'll get the fish cooked up.
tied up with all of the waves that'll carry you. We're all friends here together. Tap on my feet and it warms us up inside. We are all shaky, we are all fried. It's a good time of night. We're all friends here together.
Well guys, cheers to another awesome day out in the water. And also cheers to my first catch and cook for an Australian bass. Very keen to cook that up, eh? Man, such a nice spot, eh? Today has been a really nice day. Lucked out with the weather, eh? It was such a perfect day to be out in the water. I thought it was going to be quite windy today, but man, it was such a nice day. And pretty sick little campsite. Very happy with this one. Yeah, all in all, a nice little starter for the canoe season. Hopefully he gets to get a few more good canoe trips over summer. Alright, well that wind's just started to pick up a little bit. We've got some pretty dark clouds as well over there. So what's the bet? As soon as I start cooking, it starts pissing down. So it's usually my luck. So how about we get the fish on now. Alright, so originally I was going to have a pole couscous with some pumpkin and zucchini and some halloumi, but obviously I've got the fish today, so I might not even bother with the couscous. Like, I'm not that hungry. I think just having the fish might do me. Maybe I'll cook up the zucchini as well, just have some vegetables, but yeah, I think that'll probably do me for tonight, eh? So what I might do is probably just do a pretty simple, like some garlic, some butter, and just fry that up. To be honest, I don't actually eat fish that often, so I'm pretty basic when it comes to fish recipes. So if you guys have like, yeah, some good recipes on how I can sort of jazz up my fish, yeah, leave a comment, because I'd like to try and yeah, do a few more catch and cooks over summer. So it'd be nice to have a few recipes up my sleeve. But first up, we'll crush up this garlic and we'll get that on with the butter. I think it's probably about time to flip over. Whoa, that looks pretty nice. Just do the other side for a minute or two. I think we'll be done. We'll add the zucchini as well. Alright, well I think that's about done. And just a nice drizzle of lemon. That's a nice juicy lemon. Alright, now for the moment of truth. I've never had bass before, so very keen to see what it tastes like. Yum. That's really nice. That doesn't taste fishy at all. Well, it's just started to rain, which is probably pretty good timing. I'd rather it rain now than when I was cooking dinner. It'll be interesting to see how heavy it gets throughout the night. Man, honestly, this is actually really tasty, eh? I've never been a huge fish person. I've only sort of started to eat fish in the last like year or so. Before that, I barely ever ate fish. But yeah, for someone who's not a big fish person, this is actually really nice. Doesn't taste fishy at all. And now look, it's not going to win any awards for presentation. It's a pretty basic dinner, but it does me yeah, pretty well for tonight. Alright, well how about we call it quits for tonight before it starts pouring, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Man, what a nice spot to wake up to. It's so nice just laying in the bivvy, just looking out over the water as the sun sort of was peeking its head through the clouds, eh? Really, really nice. So nice and still out in the water as well. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit now. It's about 7:45. So I might jump in the canoe and just go for a bit of a paddle around and go for a quick little fish. And we'll come back in and yeah, have some brekkie and get packed up. But yeah, pretty keen if we can see if we can yeah, catch something this morning. A few flies around as well, eh? Didn't see any flies yesterday, but today they are all over me. So yeah. Anyway, let's go get out in the canoe. It's always so nice to get out in the water in the morning. Such a beautiful time of day. There isn't really any submerged trees around here, so I have to try and find maybe like a tree that's fallen over, but I can't even see many trees like that, so I might have to try and target the weed beds. Oh yes. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Almost. Got to get better at my striking. Keep losing them. Right, we're on. Oh, actually, is that a carp? Yeah, I think it's a carp. Wow. Oh, at least he spat the lure out. Never caught a carp before. Little mud marlin. you go. Nice little mud marlin. Not a bad little size. Now, the question is, do I let it go or do I dispatch him humanely and then yeah, dispose of him, because carps are a huge pest. Oh, shit. Come back, buddy. Carps are a huge pest in Australia. I'm pretty sure in Victoria you have to kill them if you catch them, I think I've read. Look, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Carp are a huge pest, like I said, so probably gonna go on the shore and yeah, maybe get a rock or a stick and quickly knock him out of his misery. And then I might just leave him on the shore because there's plenty of eagles flying around here, so I'm sure an eagle will be bound to see him on the shore and then yeah, have him for lunch. So I think that's what I'll do. Alright, so I've just dispatched him humanely and quickly, and I'm just going to leave him on the riverbank because I saw a bunch of eagles flying around yesterday, so I'm sure they'll pick him up in no time. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably thinking it's pretty cruel just to catch a fish and leave him on the bank. I would take him home and eat him if I knew they were good eating, but from what I've heard they taste terrible, and that's why they get the nickname mud marlin for a reason. So yeah, I'm just going to leave him there. Also, like I was saying, they're an incredibly invasive species in Australia. In some states you have to kill them if you catch them. But yeah, I've read that in this particular waterway they're becoming quite a problem. So I'd rather just get it out of the waterway system, and that way it gives our native fish a fighting chance. So as sad as it is, I think it's just the way it has to go. We're on again. Oh, it's got a bit of a fight in him. Wouldn't be surprised if it's another carp, eh? Oh no, very nice little bass. Some line. Oh, he's a really nice size. Oh, he's a cracker. Man, he's a really nice size. He'd be at least 35 centimeters. Oh, he is an absolute cracker. Alright, let's let him go. Just got the line trawling behind me. That's how I caught the last two fish, so pretty effective this morning. But man, I don't know if you guys can see it properly, but this area got absolutely hammered in the fires, really bad. There is no canopy left. Some of the trees have got epicomic growth, which is good, but others don't. But just the amount of ground cover that's shooting up, like all the wattle, all the acacia, it's just so thick. It's like 2-3 meters high. From what I've read, after bushfire, you always have wattle or acacia take over, and because they're pretty short living, so they're to live for about 5 or 7 years, and apparently they grow so that way when they die and stuff, they put nitrogen back in the soil. And during that time, it should give the eucalypts and stuff to bounce back. So apparently it's yeah, quite good to have the wattle sort of thriving like this, even though it looks like an absolute nightmare for the animals to move around. Yeah, from what I've read, it sort of puts nitrogen back in the soil. So pretty crazy to see though. It's gonna be a long time before this place is back to its former glory. Looks like there's some good structure up here, so we'll go fish up around here. Oh. Not very stealthy, eh? Hey fish, just letting you guys know I'm here. Right, we are on again. Another nice little bass, I think. Another really nice size. Beautiful looking fish. Gosh, getting some good ones this morning, eh? Really nice. Alright, let's let him go. Very nice. Been a very productive little morning, hasn't it? So it's about time we head on back. And how the times have changed. Just like a year ago, I couldn't catch a fish to save my life. Whereas the last few trips have been quite productive. What, 2 weeks ago was the trout fishing trip, and a few nice bass this trip. So far so good. Looking forward to this summer. Got some really good fishing trips planned. Can't wait to get back down the snowies with the fly rod. Really looking forward to that. Also want to try and go Murray cod fishing as well at some stage. So yeah, it's going to be a really nice little summer. If the catch rate stays like it is, that'll be very nice. Oh, just a big fish to swim past. Decided to do one quick cast off the shore, and sure enough, another nice little bass. Just a little guy. Get it back. Oh, absolutely cleaning up this morning, eh? Very nice. So we've just got some avocado. I'm just going to put some goat's cheese. And just in my Swaggy's pantry, just going to grab some dukkha. Sprinkle some of that on. Now look, you could easily eat it just like that, but I've got some mushies as well, so we'll put that on top. And just lastly, we'll just grab some salt. So there you go, You got avocado, goat's cheese, dukkha, mushrooms on some sourdough toast. Now that is cafe quality right there. Oh man, it looks so bloody good. Let's get stuck in. That is unbelievable. That is so bloody tasty. Yum, yum, yum. Alright, so initial opinion for my first night in the bivvy is pretty happy with it. It's nice and roomy, you don't feel too claustrophobic inside it, which is good. Probably the biggest issue I'm finding is yeah, just the hoop on it. Just doesn't give you a lot of headspace because I've got my inflatable mat in here, which is about 7 or 8 centimeters thick, because these are designed to put your mat underneath, but because I got an inflatable mat, I don't want to sort of puncture it by doing that, so I sort of keep the mat inside here. But yeah, that sort of gets you 8 centimeters off the ground, and therefore your face is a bit higher to the hoop. So it's not ideal. What I did is I just took the hoop out and then tied it up with a bit of string, and this actually gave me a lot more headroom, so I'll probably run it like this most of the time. It's also got a bug net here, so that's on a separate zipper. Yeah, so just a little bug net. Or if you don't want to use a bug net, you can zip it right up. So that gives you complete protection from any rain. So you can easily sleep out in this without even a tarp if you wanted to, but it's always nice having a tarp. But I'll pretty much always run it with the bug net zipped up, I think. Now the only thing I'm keen to see is just how it goes in summer. Being in Australia, it gets quite warm, and there's not a whole lot of ventilation it's not a huge bug net here, so you're keen to see how hot it gets during summer. But apart from that, pretty happy with it. Like I said, the quality of this is just unreal. Like, I really like the feel of the Gore-Tex fabric, and it just seems like a really good quality bivvy that could honestly last a lifetime, I reckon. But yeah, I'll use it for the next couple of months and see how it goes. If it's not quite working, if I find it's too hot or something, I can always sell it because these are quite popular, so I should be able to sell it pretty easily. But I think I'll probably end up keeping it. I think it's going to be a really nice addition to the kit. Anyway, enough for me chin wagging. How about we get all this packed down and we'll get back out in the canoe because the wind's starting to pick up now. See a campsite. You're a good one. I'll definitely come back to that one in the future. Oh, it's another cracking day out in the water. Really nice. So cool paddling through this little rocky gorge here. Some really cool rock formations. Oh, I wish I could have seen this place before the fires. I think it would have been so beautiful. It's still nice now, but it must look so nice with the canopy on the trees. Oh, those body fires did so much damage to so much of this state. I'm going to be feeling those effects for a long time to come. Nearly 2 years ago now, which is crazy. I remember when those fires broke out, and I was just, every single day I was watching the fires grow on the fire app, and you could just see it just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And one by one, every spot that I'd been camping at, all these spots that I loved, just kept getting burnt. And yeah, it was honestly so bloody heartbreaking. This one spot in particular, where me and my mates have been going for, gosh, well over a decade now. I've even got a tattoo of the place on my arm. That place got really badly burnt, and it looks so different now compared to what it used to. It used to be such beautiful forest, and now it's just overgrown with weeds and all acacias growing up, and it just looks so different. And oh, when I saw that place burn, that really broke my heart. It is kind of interesting watching how these places rebound back after the fires. Some places doing a lot better than others. This place is pretty worse for wear. But it has been very interesting to see. Hopefully we can learn a few things after that as well. Hopefully we don't have another repeat of the Black Summer fires. Honestly, the weather this weekend is absolutely glorious. I could not have asked for better weather. There is not a single other person out there. I've not seen a single soul this whole trip. Oh, man, what a beautiful day. That was a stick. Alright guys, well I think it's about time we call it quits this trip. I'm almost back in my car, so unfortunately no luck with the fishing on the way back, but still pretty damn stoked with my catches this morning. Like, there were some really nice looking bass, and it was also nice to do my first little catch and cook last night with the bass. So yeah, had a really fun trip. This place is always such a nice place to come for a paddle. It's such a gorgeous scenery, and we've got such perfect weather conditions this weekend, eh? So a really nice time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If you guys did enjoy it and you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love for you guys to consider subscribing. I want to try and crack that 100,000 subscriber mark by the end of the year if I can. So I'm only going to be able to do it with your guys' help. And also, if you guys got some enjoyment out of this video, you want to support the channel, then feel free to check out my Patreon link, which is in the description below. So yeah, anyway, till next time guys, hooroo.